corners and our secondary have come through time and time again, but they can't keep letting Aaron Jones run this down their face.
Fake it to him here. Love, back foot, has a man wide open. It's going to be caught by Musgrave, racing towards the end zone. He is in. Touchdown, Green Bay. Fought their way in, one last game of the season.
First time in 32 years, Lions win a playoff game. Mike Tirico said it. Second time in 66 years, the Lions won a playoff game, which actually sounds more incredible. Matthew Stafford makes his return to Detroit. It was the only really good game of the weekend. The other ones were ass whippings, including the Houston Texans, who got pick sixes on back-to-back throws from Joe Flacco as clock strikes midnight for that old man. The Cowboys completely melt down. I'm going to quote Mark Schlereth. He said something interesting. He said, I want to find the exact quote because it is hilarious. Quote, they'll get in the playoffs and they'll shit in their helmets like they do every year. That's the Cowboys. That's what he did. Isn't that funny? 2 games today. The Buffalo Bills and Pittsburgh Steelers are playing at 4:30 on a Monday. Because their game was canceled, David Hookstead, I don't know who that guy is, was really mad. Some people were really mad and blaming the liberal media and the liberal governor. If Buffalo cancels shit, things are bad. David said, quote, did we cancel D-Day because of a little rough weather? No, play the damn game. Actually, D-Day was indeed delayed a day because of rough weather. It was actually delayed a month, and then it was also delayed a day. So, yeah, that's it. So, let's go to Saturday. Texans annihilate the Browns. C.J. Stroud is crazy good. Clock strike midnight on the Browns. The Browns get Nick Chubb back next year, but they also get Deshaun Watson back next year, so you win some, you lose some. And then in the afternoon, Peacock makes us subscribe to their fucking service, all of the Swifties. So this is Mike Tirico taking a victory lap on the Peacock game.
Win over Miami, a night memorable for many reasons. So many unforgettable images from the
Shut up, Mike.
Making the first ever NFL playoff game to be exclusively streamed, the most streamed event of any kind in the U.S. ever.
So what happened was they made the Swifties subscribe to watch her, and then they're like, look, streaming is successful. Now they're going to tell other streaming services, look what can happen. But all of the Swifties are about to unsub from that. And if you unsub, I'm pretty sure your membership is good because it's $6.99 a month or whatever it is. Your membership is good for a month, which is all you need for the rest of the playoffs, I think, right? That makes sense. Okay, so, and then the Dolphins, they were bad. So here's something that happened. After the game, Tua Tagovailoa immediately asks Mahomes for his jersey, and people are like, he has no fire in him. He just wants a jersey. He doesn't care. Yeah, the Dolphins, they didn't want to play football. They wanted to go home. Pretty clearly, that's what they wanted to do. So here, watch this one. This guy's like, watch number 33. So that guy's just getting blocked, whatever. This guy's like, I don't know, thank you. And then Mahomes is like, I don't want to slide. You can see his brain. I can see it. He's like, cold. And then he's like, shoot. -30 wind chill, allegedly. No, who knows what that means. But there are some pretty gnarly pictures of it on the interweb. I'm going to try to find the one with the beer. The beer one is great, where the beer was freezing immediately as you opened it. Here's the images from Buffalo. The Bills asked residents of Buffalo to help them come clean out the stadium. Let's check the weather in Buffalo real quick. Weather, Buffalo, New York. A 10-day weather forecast? Sure. Monday, 20 degrees. Monday night, 15 degrees. 100% chance of snow. AM snow showers. winter storm warning. So I guess this game's going to be played. Will they have time? Who knows? The Cowboys melted down. It's kind of amazing. I don't know what else to say. I'm sure we'll be talking about them quite a bit in the future because I suspect very strongly they're going to have a new head football coach soonish. Speaking of that, Jim Harbaugh rumored to be involved with the Raiders and the Chargers. He's going to go to a place with a bad owner. I think that everyone thinks he's going to be like a hot candidate. Owners with a brain are not going to hire him because he just got done being a god. And when he was in San Francisco, they were really successful, but then he rubbed everyone the wrong way. People think he left San Francisco just because Michigan was his dream job. False. He left San Francisco because he pissed everybody off. He thinks he knows more than everybody else. He doesn't. I think it's going to be a spectacular failure. Not right away, year 3 or 4. Similar to Brandon said, vibes high, vibes cracks, and then fired. He's going to have to go to a bad owner. I think he's going to Carolina because David Tepper's not going to get the coach he wants, so he will consider this a win. He'll overpay Harbaugh. Harbaugh will be like, you have to give me 35 years to really rebuild this thing. That's going to be what's going to happen, I think. So he's been circling around. A lot of rumors around Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, the two of the hottest names. Bobby Slowick, the offensive coordinator for the Texans, is a super hot name. The Raiders' best player, Max Crosby, defensive end, told the organization, or has floated via his agent, he might request a trade if they don't hire the interim head coach as the full-time coach, which would be bad because you would want him to be part of the rebuild, I would imagine. I'm not an expert, but having your best player is really important. Rick Pitino, head coach at Creighton, has thoughts on losing. Rick, what do you think about losing? Remember him? He was the head coach at Louisville, and he was taking his players to strip clubs and whatnot. That's funny. That's what it takes to be a champion, I guess. I like that. That's funny. Taylor Swift came out with this sick fit. Look at this Kelsey thing. I would never wear this in a million years for a player. I like jerseys because they're fun. I don't know that I would ever wear this for a player. It's a sick fit, though, if you're married to one of them or dating one of them. It was made by Kristen Juszczyk, the wife of Kyle Juszczyk, the Harvard, I think, grad, and fullback for the San Francisco 49ers. And people are lining up to buy her stuff. Women's apparel in the NFL is the fastest expanding market. Fanatics does most of the stuff, but Fanatics is terrible. Man, what a weekend of playoff football. Let's check in on any of the spreads and see if any of the lines moved, because I know that the Steelers are 10-point underdogs. The wind would have favored the Steelers, I think. The snow and cold favors the Bills. Yeah, still 10-point favorites. The Eagles, 2.5-point favorites on the road at Tampa. The Lions, talk about ball don't lie, which is a phrase people say which means that things even out the way they should have evened out. The Lions get screwed in Dallas. They could have won the game on their own. Jared Goff made a horrendous throw, but they got screwed for the 2 seed. But now because Dallas lost, they get a home playoff game anyway. Instead of having to go to Dallas because the Packers won, they'll get to host either the Eagles or the Bucs, a team both of whom I suspect very strongly they'll be favored against. You can get some interesting alternative lines, though. Houston will play either the Ravens or the Chiefs, so there are 2 different lines out. Texans 8.5-point underdogs against the Ravens and 6-point underdogs at home against the Chiefs. There are lines for the Eagles and the Bucs. The Lions are 6-point favorites against the Bucs and 2.5-point favorites against the Eagles, which tells you about all you should know, all you need to know, which is really fascinating. So I don't know if the fine print on some of these games, if they don't happen, I don't know if the sportsbook is going to give you back the money. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to find that out myself. But, man, that would be sketchy if they didn't, right? That would be sketchy if they didn't. Rutgers playing Michigan State over the weekend. How big was the game in Detroit? Take a listen to what the crowd was chanting.
A tough position here with 18:27 to go in the second half.
Go Lions at Michigan State.
He is. The officials are at the scorer's table. They appear to be looking at a replay here, perhaps to see if there was some sort of a.
They're super excited. That's cool. All right. Doubleheader on Monday night. Snowy here in Tennessee. I got to go to Home Depot and get some stuff, I think. All right, bye-bye.